And we are live. Good evening, crypto warriors. Welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 404. Today is Thursday, May 30th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
At 3-ish.
Oh, yeah.
And today we will be talking about a lot of great things. Bitcoin has rebroken the $9,000 mark in its latest price point. Coinbase has added support for EOS token. Tao, the Yahoo-backed exchange, has been launched. State Farm and USAA to use blockchain to pay each other. And Binance has partners with a crypto lending and borrowing firm. But first, the free crypto coin winner from yesterday.
Yes. So our free crypto coin winner from yesterday is Eric Brooks.
Shout
Brooks.
What's going on, Eric?
Thank you for your comment in response to our question regarding regulations and Larry Kudlow. We actually had some Congress people reach out to him to try and get some blockchain regulations. What do you think would change? Eric Brooks stated the ICO should be fully free and legal. We saw it was a great way to raise money, and it gets rid of the barriers of crowdfunding. So shout out to Eric Brooks. We'll be sending that free crypto coin to you.
Shout out to Eric. What's going on, Ramo Jones, Antonio from the UK, Erica, Milto. Hello, as everybody starts to flow in. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and launch this top story. Bitcoin breaks $9,000 in latest landmark price point. Shout out. Bitcoin will never go this high again. The run is over. It's dead. Like, I mean, how much stuff have we heard? And of course, if you've been paying any attention, you can see at the top of the price, the ticker here, Bitcoin's already pulled back. It's dipped. $8,100, $8,200. Here is $8,188. Of course, that pullback is expected. 9K was a psychological barrier for some, for some people that are getting back out of the clear. But 10K is going to be the real psychological barrier. And if you remember last year, it went from $10,000 to $20,000 or $19,000 to $1,800. Literally, I believe within 9 days, 10, 11, 12 days. Yeah. Right. It took about 10 days for it to go from 10K to 20K in the month of December over almost a 2-week period. So what's going on with this price? What's your thoughts on the pullback so far, and where you see it going from here? It looks like we might be in the bull run.
Oh, yeah. Well, with the latest burst past 9K, we've seen that it is bullish. However, with the intense smackdown that happened within minutes, literally saw $900 worth of value gone in a matter of about 30 minutes. Watched it live. Back down to about the 8,100 area. That shows a definite wall for people to psychologically have to get over. However, I wouldn't panic because we have been moving up steadily for the past 3 months. So I would, for most altcoins, kind of be looking sideways at them because they are still, most of them not doing too well, but Bitcoin is still climbing.
Well, I remember we said last year that it was 2016 all over again, and that happens to be true. And we came out this year with around 3,000 some change, and this is supposedly 2017. I mean, we're on track. This is May or June now at this point, and that's where we saw that surge happen in 2017. We saw a little cool-off period for about a month and a half. And then we saw a pickup again toward the holidays. So if this is the repeat, expect it to be even crazier, people, because the only thing, or the biggest thing, of course, that's changing as well as everything else, everything we've already stated, is the halvening is coming in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So as, this go-round where it hit 20K, we retraced and all that, there may not be another good time to start buying at low prices again if that price surges past 20K and the halvening occurs. I mean, it's over. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing you want to watch for, too, like Eric Brooks just said here, 3 BART heads in the last 2 weeks. If you've been watching, definitely some quick pump and dumps, people accumulating, people who are over-leveraging because they're trying to catch, the next big one, and people who are piling in shorts trying to catch the top as well. So you'll see a lot of BARTs going forward. Whenever you go sideways, that's what happens.
For sure. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's we'll get to it later with some of the articles we have. When it comes to some of the exchanges, but we're definitely going to come back to the BART heads, because not only that, we're starting to see more action when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin specifically, and the positive thing now. Again, everybody's coming back with their blockchain projects. Everybody's starting to launch these things. All the good news is happening again. So that's another thing to be cautious of. We're seeing companies pumping up themselves. So we might need to pay attention to that, because when we started seeing that again with the Kodak coin and all that, I mean, that's when the market was it was almost over with.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, what's going on, Eric Brooks? Just saw you join. Christopher Ladd, Wired Sparks, Morpheus Mine. What's going on? Tommy Brown, Shannon Allen. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Coinbase now supports cryptocurrency token EOS.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to Crypto Blood.
Oh,
I know he's going crazy in that.
Shout out Crypto Blood.
Right. Major US-based crypto exchange and wallet service Coinbase has added support for EOS, according to a press release on May 30th. Looks like this new addition is reportedly available for trading and storage in most areas covered by Coinbase, with the exception of the United Kingdom and, of course, New York. With the exception of an entire country and one state or possibly a city. It's probably the state, though.
New York.
What are your thoughts on this? Why was EOS the next one? And, what does it mean for them going forward?
Oh, yeah. Well, we've pretty much seen this coming. Crypto Blood kind of confirmed it by saying, it will be on Coinbase at some point. One of the things I like about this addition is that the announcement actually stated that there's no transaction fees associated with EOS. It's paid in computing sources, which is the use case of EOS. So they are kind of staying true to how EOS is used and the way that their users want to use it. So long term, if EOS is going to be the Ethereum killer, as people call it, this is a good way to start. And on Coinbase, as we've seen, volume-wise, once it gets added to Coinbase, usually have a big move up or down. And as we've seen, EOS had a big move down as soon as this announcement came, minus 10% on the day. But that actually means that there's volume involved. That means people have a lot of coins. They're selling them right now, which is fine. It finds its range and it goes from there. So EOS being added to Coinbase is positive for them. However, if you can move it off, do it as soon as possible.
Right. It's crazy. Antonio is saying typical for the UK. For those who know, of course, Antonio's the warrior out in the UK. But to me, it's just, again, when we talk about the government overreaching what it's allowed to do for its citizens that they work for, you're talking about the United Kingdom and New York. So you can do,
like this.
For one, we're talking about software. We're talking about numbers on a computer. You remember, this is all fake a couple years ago. So it is illegal to have this software on your computer in two countries because of what? Right? To me, this is madness every time I see it. Yeah. It's just like, how is this even like possible to be said publicly and be okay?
Yeah.
But
it's happened so long, people just like,
Right.
Yeah. Even we laugh at it now, but it is actually a bad thing. Like, New York shouldn't be on the outside looking in every time.
The entire country. And what's even worse, when you talk about the financial implications, think about the financial implications already when you talk about starting any type of investment fund. Till this day, you still cannot do one for retail investors, for mom and pops. You can only do hedge funds for accredited investors, those who make over $200K a year, or those who have a net worth of like $1 million, all right? So the fact that they're already saying, if you try to start any type of investment fund with your friends and your family, and when it comes to cryptocurrency, it's illegal and you're gonna go to jail next to the murderers and rapists. However, if you're already a millionaire, you can get inside this game.
Come on in, buddy.
Right, and then, years later or months later, after the price is 20K plus, after everyone has their licenses and whatever permits and regulations has been passed to allow these companies to excel, Coinbase and the Geminis, then all of a sudden, okay, well, for you regular people, now you can join this market. Well, it's like, well, it costs like $5 million to even enter the market at this point. So it's crazy again to see this when it comes to New York. They're not allowed to go on Coinbase and trade and store EOS. But give it a couple of years, once that price gets high enough, then they'll be okay, it's a high enough price. When we have our stake, everyone's allowed to come trade now.
Come on in now.
So that is crazy.
Yeah. Good old Coinbase, though.
Right.
Keep it going.
And answer Milto is asking about the halvening. So for those who don't know, Bitcoin is mined every 10 minutes, of course. You get a certain amount that comes out. Well, and right now, it's 12.5?
Yeah, 12.5 every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes. In the year 2020, that number will be cut to 6.25. Yeah, 6.25.
Every 10 minutes.
So every 10 minutes. And that happens every so often. We'll be tracking every 4 years. So next one won't happen again until 2024. But a simple supply and demand says that if Bitcoin is worth this much as one now, when it gets cut in half as far as the much you can make from mining it, then that should make the price go higher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just imagine if the amount of land that was available got cut in half at some point and you can only buy a certain amount. There will be a frenzy to buy it, and that's pretty much what Bitcoin is because it's scarce. It's one of the only scarce resources on the planet Earth outside of the Earth itself. So
there it is.
That's why the halvening is very important as far as supply and demand. And right now it's about 17.7 million circulating, so it's only about 3.6 available after that. So
still early,
but yeah.
What's going on? Andre Durden, Cool Works from Atlanta, Jamal J, Real King Gray say, are we following Litecoin? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Pay attention to it. What's going on, Malik? Richard, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? PFC Will, what's up, Trek? All right, Tao, Yahoo back exchange enters Japan market amid renewed interest in crypto. This is kind of going along with Eric Brooks' comment about the BARTs. It's companies as well. I mean, literally, if you followed us, we talked about this already, but Japanese cryptocurrency exchange Tao is expected to go live at noon, actually today, as per the company's official Twitter page. Now, when we first heard about Tao, we heard they were, of course, backed by Yahoo Japan, and they were making their local mark amongst the Japanese market, and they wanted to launch, as they said, in April 2019 or later. I mean, we even said it wasn't just them; those backed a few other companies that we were like, they're literally waiting for the bull market to start getting launched. Yeah. Well, hey, they literally just popped up one day on Twitter and said, all right, we're good to go.
Now it's time.
It is go time. Thursday. It seems like a great day to me to launch any exchange, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they've officially launched. It's interesting to see. We'll see how Yahoo does in this space.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first day, if you needed the indication of how, this market may impact, Shannon actually just commented how Asia is going to run the market. Japan will be a part of that. One of the things that I noticed was they launched at noon, May 30th, which is yesterday for them, or for today it's noon. Right now it's 7 a.m. in Japan. So that was like yesterday. So if you saw the huge jump in price that just happened like a few hours ago or whatnot, that could be the answer to why. If they just opened an exchange, they just went live, and Japan and Asia's ahead of the game. We always see that. In a bull market, exactly, in a bull market, whenever Chinese or Asian or Japan, any type of exchanges start, or whenever they have some sort of opening, it always pumps in price. So that may be the reason why we saw that earlier today.
Another reason, maybe because I saw Neo had an update today. Hilarious, right?
Yeah, I'll say June 1st. Yeah.
Hey, look, as soon as the pump come, Neo like, all right, we back again, guys.
Now everybody's got updates.
You remember us? We used to be in the top 10. I know you forgot about it. Are they still? I haven't looked in a while.
I would say they got to call the devs on a vacation.
I know, right?
They're on vacation.
All right, hey, Bull.
Hold on, what happened? Oh, Bull run back on.
All right, I'm on my way.
I'm on my way back.
You are hilarious. What's going on, Shinobi One? New Legacy. Wife says no, says buy with both hands. I love that. Wife says no, also says ontology is top China coin.
Maybe.
Hey, it might be. Right.
It's a lot of time. A lot of time.
Yeah, it's a lot, but hilarious. Literally, at this point now, we have seen a lot of followers here with us. I mean, you talk about people who entered the market December 2017. So, I mean, hey, a lot of you are turning into some OGs out here. But,
oh, yeah. If you held through that,
right. Because that was a crazy bear run. But, I bet to them it's interesting to see this, though, to see the dynamic of some of these things, like some of these exchanges, Yahoo backed. You had JP Morgan back, whatever, but which we're about to talk about next as well. But all of a sudden, they're back to launching. They're back to, okay, business is back on. We're good to go. Everyone's back in the office. The money's flowing in. So we'll see.
Whole lot of get commits.
Exactly.
Rolling in.
Right, no, right? yeah. Put me down for 20K for sure.
Exactly,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Not trying to hear that. Send me the money. State Farm, USAA to pay each other insurance claims on blockchain by 2020. What is going on here?
I think we can give them a slow clap.
Slow clap? Not on beat.
Congrats, I guess. This is another one of the examples we say of the blockchain stimulus package. Apparently, State Farm and USAA have entered the testing of a blockchain to automate their time-consuming and paper-heavy processing of automobile claims. We've said this is coming for a while. Automation period was coming. You don't even need a blockchain for automation. Right. But they decided to use the private enterprise blockchain Quorum, which is backed by JP Morgan. That's why they got the slow clap, because I mean, it's good promotion.
JP Morgan doing their job.
But JP Morgan, they are, administering blockchains for private companies, which is sort of redundant at this point. However, if it will save them time, save them paperwork, they will use it. And it's all about money. So if it's cheaper, one thing you do want to look out for is a lot of people are about to get fired. Honestly,
people about to get fired.
All the time consuming, you know what that is? That's your time period. All the paper that you're pushing across the desk, that's you. So for those of you who are in those insurance companies, this is why we stress learn blockchain technology, because in the future, people who run the companies will be people who can run the blockchain technology. That's the backbone of the company. So it's a lot of U.S. insurance companies, but these are two of the biggest. So this is pretty big news.
And no, you're right. I mean, it's huge news. When I first saw this, I was kind of as well, because they chose to use Quorum. But you're right. And it's one of those things where two things. Piggyback on what you said about them not needing people. I don't think people understand, like, using blockchain tech and someone who already has you know, just their way around the kitchen when it comes to computers, you could probably eliminate 10 jobs off the bat. Something like this,
it's over for you.
I mean, you're talking about 10, as you said. Well, it has to go through this person to clear it. They need to sign it. The banks need to see it. This person needs to do this, sir. You need to be qualified for this. They need to be trained for that. They need to have vacation packages. They need to have health insurance. No.
Like, all that's gonna be. Even Amazon is giving people money to not be employees, so they don't got to pay for all that stuff.
Right. So, something like this, an insurance company, especially when you're talking about from institution to institution. You're right. That is where J.P. Morgan's trying to jump in the market, which is also why, again, we're looking at you, Gemini people. We're looking at Ripple. We're looking at all the crypto companies who wanted to partner with all the regular professionals and regulators. Well, this is what JP Morgan did. They started working with Ripple and looking at how they're doing and doing the partner exchange, and executives coming to take a peek. Then they say, you know what? We'll just do Quorum blockchain, JP Morgan coin. We don't need you any longer.
Yeah, we'll just do our
because this is what Ripple is trying to do, except with banks. They're basically trying to be the bank-to-bank settlement. Everything you all can do it on our platform. Whereas JP Morgan wants to do this with businesses. Hey, USAA, State Farm. You guys don't need to use us anymore or all these third parties. Just use our blockchain. You can do everything internally. But I think the next step, which would be the biggest step, and I think for big businesses, it will happen slowly. It will be an explosion coming from small businesses and startups first. But the next big step is us as business owners saying, we don't need to use QuickBooks anymore, JP Morgan, anybody. Let's literally just go online to whatever website or app, whatever kid made, and download our own blockchain to use for each other. That way, there's no transaction fees when we do money. You know, everything is recorded and everything's transparent.
Instant. There are no checks.
But you don't need a JP Morgan quorum though, because you can guarantee if you're using the quorum blockchain, probably every transaction they're taxing. It might be less than a penny, but they're taxing every transaction. So I think that'll be the next move in the maturity of the industry, the market, is when each business says, like, what if Microsoft and Google literally says right now, we don't need banks to transact between Microsoft and Google.
They're getting close.
We'll just do it with you all using Facebook coin.
Yeah, right? They're getting close. Yeah.
So that's my spill on that. I think it'll be pretty cool to see though.
Oh yeah.
S1 Dove said, with AI bots for customer service and advanced analytics to issue insurance policies, those in certain positions in these companies need to start training on blockchain now.
Oh yeah, emphasis on now. Time to start training. I mean, when you started seeing, you know, the automation of the grocery stores, you started seeing less employees in McDonald's. They got the things you can order right now.
McDonald's and banks out here.
You go to a bank, they're mad. They're mad that you're there. Like, have you been to a bank lately? Like, what do you want, man?
We got ATMs outside. Yeah,
you can do it on your phone. Take a picture of your check. Why are you in line?
They always got a bank manager try to stop you in line. Like, you sure you want to be here today?
Like even Walmart, like, you got 2 people working there, and then the rest are automated. And I'm trying to help save their jobs, but at the end of the day, that's one thing about technology. When it progresses, remember when it first came out, and people were like, "Oh no, I'm never going to use that because it doesn't work as well." Now that it's so efficient, people are actually stating the opposite. Like, humans don't work as well as these machines. So that's what's going to happen. And with insurance, once they figure it out, it's coming. You won't need people in between that, between you and your insurance policy.
I mean, just again, this is futuristic. This is literally, well, not too future. It might be 10 to 15 years out. But just imagine an autonomous vehicle getting to a crash with another autonomous vehicle, and instantly that report,
damage,
all those analytics go straight to the company's blockchain, which then assesses, hey, whose probability of whose fault, and it just pays everyone out at that moment. So literally, you get in a car accident with an autonomous driving vehicle, you get out the car, you receive money. The person in the accident receives money. Both the companies who own the vehicle receive the money, and everything has been recorded
in less than 24 hours. Like,
right.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Where we're going.
About it,
I mean, that's some iRobot stuff, but that is literally
it's possible to do this. Like,
cryptocurrency is the way.
Yeah, that excites me. PFC Will, so I'm rolling on. He's cracking up on I-66. He's driving I-66, cracking up with us. It's funny.
Oh yeah.
Shannon Allen said one of my frat brothers is still getting over buying Bitcoin at 14K.
Tell them to hold strong.
Right. Man. Seriously, what's going on? S1 Dubs. Ariel Walker said Progressive better get on their job for sure. Wife says no, says never have come across this channel. Both likable guys. Subscribe.
Thank you.
Wife says no. Tony Nolly, what's going on? Who else we have? PFC Wills said, but QR, I'll say to you, Quorum, that license fee isn't cheap compared to Ethereum. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Again, Quorum is going to charge you. Yeah. Quorum is definitely doing. Is going to charge you. Yep. Come on, Sergeant Fitness said. Sergeant Fitness, New York City said, "Go Raptors." I don't even want to repeat what he said about the Splash Brothers, other than having a great game.
Yes.
We out in Cali. Yeah, y'all know what time it is.
Warrior sweep.
Wife says no. Says thoughts on Litecoin halving in August. Are people sleeping on this, or do you think it's baked in already?
Yeah, well, people aren't sleeping on it,
but
definitely.
It's kind of baked in too.
But it is sort of baked in, and I think the rush for the halving is happening right now. We were, at a way lower rate earlier this year. So if people are quote unquote sleeping on it, this is what starts bull markets. Is most people aren't paying attention, and then by the time the halving comes, we could see a breakdown in price if it keeps going at this rate.
All right, there you have it. But long term, I mean, we've been pro Litecoin from the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
Very beginning.
Yeah, Litecoin is a good buy still. I mean, it serves its purpose, and it make it simple as when it came out. It was silver to Bitcoin's gold. Like, what more do you need to hear? So they're still in the mix though, which is good to see. All right, last but certainly not least, Binance partners with crypto lending and borrowing firm KRBE. Okay, Binance, what move is this here that they're making now?
Oh yeah, well, the California-based KRBE will migrate a portion of its native token LBA to Binance's blockchain network, which they announced Binance Chain. It will be coming out, and they announced this Wednesday. Binance Chief Growth Officer Ted Lin says that Binance Chain has a 1-second block time, so it has the ability to actually get you as a lender or a borrower a loan in less than seconds. It offers 2 services. You can either borrow or earn, according to it, and the former allows users to borrow fiat currencies with cryptocurrencies as collateral. So we're starting to see that more with MakerDAO. We're starting to see that with CDPs, where you can actually use your cryptocurrency as collateral, get a fiat-based loan, and then pay it back at a later time. And if you want to earn money, you can actually loan out the cryptocurrency or loan out the fiat in exchange for cryptocurrency as collateral. So we tell people all the time about the being in early part of it is, say you own 1 Bitcoin, and that 1 Bitcoin is worth $1 million in 10 years from now. If you wanted to, in theory, use that as collateral to buy multiple properties, that 1 Bitcoin could do it, or that certain amount of cryptocurrency could do it. And it's good to see from Binance teaming up with KRBE because they've discussed margin trading, they've added new coins, they have Binance Chain. They're really working out here. So if they add this as well, full time, this is definitely gonna put them ahead of most companies, I think.
There we go, Binance. Another big move by CZ.
Oh, yeah.
Never ending, it looks like. Antonio said not long until Binance start buying up other companies.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah. That's still going to be the next. I mean, they're already broaching on that step, but you're right. That is literally the next step. I think this is CZ just being polite at this point. But, that's the next step where they get to the point where they have so much capital. They're like, look.
Everything that comes out,
right? Let me just buy this up, or at least partner. Even with some of these partnerships, they might have bought a piece of it, and they say, "Hey, you guys continue to be great at what you do, and we're teammates now. Like, let us know if you need something on our end, and you keep running what you're doing on your end. We promote."
Yep.
Shinobi once said, "What happened to Salt?"
Oh man, I think Salt actually.
We're about to find
they
out
were trying too hard to push Salt, the cryptocurrency. Like the
idea,
idea,
that's what I think.
The idea was great. The lending portion of it, they had a great rollout.
Went for that money.
The beta, I joined the beta to actually use it when it first. I was really excited about it, but they were pushing the Salt coin as what you had to use in order to lend. When in actuality, they could have had that to use for settlements, but they should have just put it in the background. Like it shouldn't have been something that was pushed so much forward. Because when the coin failed, most people left the project, and that's the problem with putting a cryptocurrency at the forefront instead of the reverse. So I think that's pretty much what happened with Salt. It's not done though. It's never really over with these cryptocurrencies because they could have a rebirth.
Well, I was gonna say that. So here's the thing with Salt. I think you're spot on. It was the coin thing, and that's what we saw from a lot of companies already. I think that's going to be. It's not even a growing trend. It is the trend, and I think we'll see it again this next bull market. Wait until prices hit 30K.
Yeah.
Literally, it's going to be everything blockchain. And then you're going to have everything that can be tokenized will be tokenized again, which is may actually the government may undercut some of their wealthier people by saying you can't do ICOs and you don't know what STO is or IEO, whatever. Yeah. People are scared to do anything. That's really one of the reasons why it stopped. But this is not only for Salt. This is a lot of reasons why a lot of companies started going down. It's what inflated the market to begin with. Is everyone want to have a token, as you said. There wasn't even a reason to have it unless you could settle in it. But beyond all of that, it's still Bitcoin. All these companies want to be crypto companies, but they don't want to use the thing that started cryptocurrency, which was Bitcoin. So, yeah, if a lot of these companies are on that money-making mission only, then you're going to start seeing this. But on the flip side, the positive thing is things like Salt, since they already have an established company, they have some customers, they have everything ready to go. during the next bull run, all they would need to do is put money toward marketing. Everything else should be able to do itself. So hopefully that works out, and we'll get to see that. Wife says no. Thank you for the tip.
Appreciate the tip.
Said, any thoughts on CME Bitcoin futures expiration on May 31st? Effects on price thoughts.
Oh yeah. Whenever you have futures expirations,
it might explode.
Yeah, it might explode, and that might actually be an indication of the explosion we had today. Actually, the price smackdown may be an indication of what's happening because of futures expiration.
Right. So like, we're not done yet. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not done yet.
And you know, from a psychological standpoint, if everybody's waiting for a pullback and everybody's buying, you could have some people actually, you know, over leveraging, and you could have a small breakdown as well. So we'll see. Honestly, at this point, it is still in a range. Once it breaks 10K, all bets are off. But you don't want to, you know, over leverage and go crazy, because some people did, and they got smacked in a matter of minutes. I watched it live.
Right. So that's
buying at 9,000 and it was gone in minutes.
That's the thing about this. At this point, we only have historically, like you look at charts and trends, we only have about 2 or 3 moments where we've seen. Well, I'll say 3 legit ones where we're coming off of bad bear markets, or when the bull market has been this aggressive. And again, this kind of reminds us of 2017 at this point right now, especially now that we're in the thousands. But with all that, if you remember CME, SIBO, you know, CME, I think it was their CEO came out and said, we're going to tame the Bitcoin market. They put in all these short positions. So as you said, this may be them trying to keep the market down a couple more days. But once it's over, I mean, what was the other futures contract they didn't even launch again?
CBOE.
Yeah, CBOE didn't even launch again. So I think... Well, looking at the price right now, that means that whoever they had as their analyst told them, like, hey, I don't know. So since they flaked on even launching another one, this one ends May 31st. To me, it's like, all right, it's literally lining up the same time as 2017 where we saw a small explosion. Let's see what happens again. But again, there's not enough historical context to look at it to say. But after this moment, next week or two, I think it'll add more on for the future cycles when Bitcoin dies again for forever. Until then, what do we have for the free crypto coin?
Oh yeah, so for our free crypto coin today, we actually discussed the Taotao exchange in Yahoo and the FSA license that they have being ready to trade in Japan. Do you think Asia will lead the next bull run? Do you think that those countries actually are going to push us forward? Do you think the U.S. will? What do you think will push us forward in the next bull run? Leave your crypto coin address, and we'll send those free coins.
As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow. Have a happy Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.